I'm Grace, and this is my dad.
Kornman.
And we are going to be talking about one of the latest Dice Throne heroes. This one is part of a 4-pack. Well, yeah, a 4-pack. Yeah, it's a 4-pack. And his name is the Headless Horseman.
I've got a shirt on in correlation to the Horseman. Hopefully you get the reference.
I don't get the reference, but I have a Shadow Thief shirt on, sticking with my basics.
The 4 Horsemen. The wrestling faction. Anyway, we're talking about the Headless Horseman.
Yeah, so he is kind of an aggressive hero, but he's got some interesting things going on with being able to throw his pumpkin head around and whatnot. I do feel like this is more in my dad's wheelhouse because he's a bit more of an aggressive player, whereas I'm a bit more control.
Better player. The Headless Horseman is a complexity of 4 out of 6. Personally, I don't think he's that complex, honestly. Don't let that scare you because I'm the kind of player, since I'm a little older, I like as basic as it gets usually. But four's kind of, I mean, he's got choices to make and things like that, but he's not that bad. So if you're like, oh, he's a 4 complexity, don't let that scare you off because I think he's not that hard to handle.
Yeah, and he does have the 3-2-1 layout, which I think is kind of the most common one and one of my favorite ones. Just because it helps you really easily fall into that basic if you need to, since you've got 3 different things that you can roll to get you there. I think we should probably start with, talking about his kind of leaflet and components that he has going on here.
Okay, well, number 1, I think we should discuss his bread and butter. Well, we'll be talking about the more reviews we do, we're usually going to talk about the bread and butter of the character. His bread and butter, to me, is Dreadful.
Yeah, I agree.
The haunted head goes into that, but I mean, Dreadful is his bread and butter. Dreadful it takes care of an effect he does later called Terrorize. Dreadful helps your defense. You want to get the Dreadful engine going. Okay.
Yeah. There's an ability that can use how many Dreadful you have too when we get into Spectral Assault on his board later. So definitely an important component here.
But I'll go ahead and read his leaflet really quick. Hopefully we can put a picture of it in here. There we go. So we'll talk about the haunted head. It's a companion, and I'm just going to read the leaflet. Use your pumpkin head to frighten an opponent. At the conclusion of your turn, if an opponent has the haunted head, you gain a Dreadful. And then, so once you get 4 Dreadfuls, it says terrorize an opponent. You may terrorize an opponent during your upkeep phase when you have at least 4 Dreadful tokens. When an opponent is terrorized, remove the 4 Dreadful tokens. Move the haunted head to your hero board if it is not already there, which we had this discussion. I played in a tournament and the head was on my opponent. And he's like, hey, you can't terrorize. Well, right here it says you can.
You said that completely backwards. The head was on yourself, so he said you couldn't terrorize because he said you can't bring it back.
What she said.
But you already had it there. It says only if not. So
right.
You can terrorize while it's on you.
It was on me. You deal 3 damage as isolated source of undefendable to an opponent. You also gain a Grim Pursuit, which we'll talk about later, and you get a CP, which is very important.
Yeah. I think the most important part here is that it's a companion, not a status effect. So things like what status effects, transference, bye-bye, get that out of here, those are not going to affect this. The haunted head is yours to control. Your opponent cannot mess with it or bother it at all.
That's nice. So Dreadfuls are a stack limit of 5. And like we had talked about before, Dreadfuls are to terrorize your opponent, which we just discussed, but they're also used for defense. They also can be used with Spectral Assault, which I will also get to later. Grim Pursuit. Grim Pursuit, you can get a stack limit of 3 of these. And it's a positive status effect. A player with this token may spend it to activate one of the following effects. Perform an additional roll attempt during your offensive roll phase, which can come in mighty handy. Mm-hmm. Or after an attack, you roll 5 dice. If you get a 4 or 5, which are the horseshoes, that will add 1 damage for each one of the horseshoes you roll. Each effect may only be activated once per turn, which I think maybe the first time I played him, I had 3 Grim Pursuits, so I did 3 more offensive rolls.
Oh no.
You can't do that. That would be nice.
Yeah.
But you can't do that.
So these are really both super useful to use them as both ways. because his board is a little tricky to navigate around. There is opportunities for you to end up with a whiff. So being able to say, well, I've got one more chance at this, super duper helpful. And then as far as the adding damage one, it's a little bit of a scary token to use. It could be 5 damage, amazing. It could be 0, very, very sad to do 0. But it ends up usually, evening out to 2 or 3 damage. So it definitely does help.
I've definitely done both.
Me too.
0, I think it feels like I've done 0 damage more, but that's probably because, that's the way I remember it.
Because it feels worse.
It's like, and I'll add nothing. I will add absolutely nothing. Okay. So, do you want to dive right into the board?
Yeah, I think there is one more thing on the leaflet I need to mention real quick, though. There is a little hero setup spot that talks about starting with the head, but it also says if you go second, you get to gain a dreadful. What that really is going to do for you is that if you're going second, your defense is already going to start with 1 more die than it would otherwise, which is important. It will help your defense. Obviously, as most heroes do, especially aggressive ones, you'd really prefer go first if given the choice, but it does help if you do end up with that second player spot.
And personally, if I'm playing against the horseman, if I get to go first, I'm going to try to hit him as hard as I can quickly. Whether it's undefendable damage or not doesn't matter, because he's only going to get to roll 2 dice because he's got the 1. But that's just me. I'm more of an aggressive character anyway, or aggressive player.
On the flip side, as a control character, there are times I've seen the horseman with 4 or 5 dreadfuls, and I've said, yep, I'm not doing that. And I've done something that was smaller, drawing cards, undefendable, to avoid getting bothered by that at all.
Yeah. All right, well, let's dive into his board. I'll grab it here, and again, we'll post a picture of it. Okay. So let's talk about his basic. His basic is called Cleave, with 3, what would you call it, axes. With 3 axes, 4 damage, 4 axes does 5, 5 it does 7. If you get 4 of a kind, you get a dreadful. It's one of those things where we're not really shooting for this, right? I mean, it's a basic. You fall into it. If that's what the dice say, sometimes that's what you do. But I don't like to mess with it too much. You want to go over the upgrades now?
We can, yeah. I would say as far as this ability is concerned, it's really hard to get 4 of a kind. I know that from trying to get 6s and 5s as Shadow Thief. If you do it, awesome. I will also say his numbers might be a tad bit lower than some others, and that's because you're expected to have that Grim Pursuit going. So especially first turn, this isn't a great path because you're not going to be able to add. But say you have 2 or 3 Grim Pursuits later on down the road, this might be a more viable option for you.
Cleave 2 costs 2 CP. Personally, anything that costs more than 1, I kind of think about it, depending how good it is. It bumps you up to 5, 6, and 8 damage. Now 3 of a kind gets you a dreadful. Okay. It's got, what do you call this?
A backup ability.
A backup ability, Ghostly Charge, which takes 2 axes, a horseshoe, and a pumpkin. You get 2 Grim Pursuits and do 2 pure damage, which could add up to a little more than 2 with a Grim Pursuit.
No, it can't because it's pure. You can't add anything to it. It's just going to be the 2, but you won't get hit with defense back, so that's nice. I think personally when I look at upgrades, I'm a little bit of a brat. I look at the backup ability mostly, especially on a hero like this where I've already said, yeah, I struggle with getting abilities sometimes. Having that reassurance that, hey, this could be something, if I'm in a tight spot, I can take this, I get some damage on the board, I get those status effects that were helpful. So I do think that there is some value there and that there is comfort in knowing you're probably not going to whiff with that out on the board. I will also say, when I looked through his upgrades, they're all 2 CP. So if you're looking for that 1 CP bundle, you're not going to find it with this hero. They're all 2.
I haven't noticed that. For me, I'm probably not going to upgrade that, to be honest with you, unless I'm swimming in CP, because his CP, he gets okay with CP, but it's just, yeah. Well, let's get down underneath to the passive, because I think that's more, we got to really talk about the passive. It's called Headless Mayhem. During your upkeep phase, you may choose to do one of the following. Terrorize an opponent, which we talked about before. So in your upkeep phase, if you have 4 dreadfuls, you're going to remove them from your board. You're either going to keep your head or get it back from your opponent. You're going to do 3 damage. You're going to get in pursuit. You're going to get a combat point. Let's see, which I just said all that. Or you can move your haunted head if it's on you to your opponent. If you do that, you're going to get a dreadful. And then at the end of your turn, the head, I mean, it still should be on your opponent, I suppose.
I would like to add, you could move the head to yourself if you want. If it's on your opponent and you would like to move it to yourself, that is a viable move. It just says move to a chosen player. You do get a dreadful if you're moving it to an opponent, but you can move it to yourself if you think, I'm going to go for Reap this turn. I'd really like to have the head on me so I can draw a card. You can totally do that. You could totally move it to yourself.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Most of the time you're going to move it to your opponent, though. That is because really, ideally, you're hoping at the end of your turn it's going to be on your opponent so that you can get that token, that dreadful token. But you can move it to you.
Okay, I didn't realize that. But so if the head is on your opponent at the end of your turn, you're going to get another dreadful. So you'll get, if you move the head to your opponent, you're probably going to get 2 dreadfuls at the end of the turn.
Yeah.
And then if your offensive roll phase does not deal at least 1 damage, basically if you whiff, you gain a Grim Pursuit.
Yeah.
So you get something out of a whiff.
Yeah, and that is really nice because at least you have it for the next turn. So your turn wasn't a total loss, whereas as most heroes, you whiff, and that's kind of it. you get a little sad face and you pass.
Yeah, so that's something. Not much, but something. Let's go up to Reap. To me, I really like this one. I consider this one of his better abilities. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but I'll read what it does. You need to first throw a pumpkin, which is a 6, and then 3, 4, 5s, 3 horseshoes. You'll get 2 dreadfuls. You'll deal 3 undefendable, and if you have the head on you, you'll get a card. So
it's a setup turn.
Yeah, it is. And against somebody who's got a good defense, I like it because you can do something. If you happen to have a Grim Pursuit, you can add some damage, potentially being 4, 5, 6. I like that one. And I also like the upgrade. And as you said, it's 2 CP. Mm-hmm. You'll get 2 dreadful still, but now you've upped the damage to 4. And again, you'll get a card. But it also has
another ability. This one's not a fallback, though, at all. This one is actually more difficult to get, but you do get more with it. You get more dreadful, you get a card, guaranteed no matter where the head is at. So it's a little bit harder to roll for, a lot harder to roll for. But you do get some nice stuff out of it. It's really good benefits if you happen to be able to get it.
Yep, that one's called the Reaper. It takes 2 6s, 3 4s, and 5s. You get a card, 3 dreadfuls, and you deal 4 undefendable. So to me, this is one I upgrade almost every time, especially early game if you're lucky enough to get it early. But that one to me is almost, for me personally, it's a must upgrade. But that's just me.
I would upgrade it most games as well, just because I do think generally speaking that's an ability most people roll fairly easily and also kind of rely on it because it is really setting you up and getting you across the line, especially with some really good defenses floating out there. It's a nice option.
All right. The next one I'm not the biggest fan of, Ride Down. It's okay. You need 3 1 2s or 3s and 2 4s or 5s. So 2 horseshoes, 3 axes. You're going to get 2 Grim Pursuits and you're going to deal 6 damage. So right away you're going to deal 6 and try to add some with your Grim Pursuit. So, but it's defendable. It's okay. It's not bad.
Yeah, it's not my favorite. It really is going to depend what your Grim Pursuit does. It could be amazing. You could be hitting for 11, or you could be crashing into an amazing defense with 6 damage. Kind of depends who your opponent is, depends how well your Grim Pursuit goes, and I'd also say it depends what's on your board. If you don't have any Grim Pursuits, this might be a good path, and then next turn, you could go up, do Reap, and use your second Grim Pursuit on that to do a bigger undefendable attack.
And more than anything, to me, it depends on what your dice say.
Absolutely.
If that's what you hit, that's what you hit.
Especially as this character. I'm very take what dice are given on this one.
2 CP to upgrade, Ride Down 2. You're going to get 3 Grim Pursuits. You're still going to do 6 damage. It's got the extra ability called Cursed Gallop where you need 3 4s or 5s. You get a Grim Pursuit and deal 1 undefendable. So that is what it is.
He laughed, but I, again, am not that mad about this one. I'm not that mad about this one. Because my thing is, you're seeing one undefendable and you're thinking, that's nothing. But if you roll that Grim Pursuit, it's going to be, probably more like 3 or 4, which against someone like a Cursed Pirate might not be your worst play. Because that 4 undefendable is going to be better than that 7 defendable most of the time.
On we go to So Despair, which is the small straight.
And the large straight.
And the large straight, yeah, it's both on the same spot.
Yep.
Small straight, you gain a dreadful, you deal 7. With the large straight, you gain 2 dreadful, deal 9. They're both pretty good.
I'm not chasing this one.
I'm not chasing it, but you're falling into it.
If you get it, it's fine. Dreadful is always helpful. We love Dreadful. The only real thing about this is, again, if you're crashing into a really good defense, it might be better to give your second, third roll to trying to get Reap.
Your upgrade is So Despair 2, cost 2 CP, as Grace already said. The small straight, you get 2 dreadful, you deal 7. With the large straight, you get 3 dreadful, and you up the damage from 9 to 10. That's good, I think. I mean, large straights are hard though. Don't get me wrong,
Very
but that's one I probably will upgrade only because you fall into small straights a lot.
Yeah, this is probably not when I would upgrade it unless I had the money. If you have the money, I would upgrade anything because you are gonna get something out of every upgrade. But in this case, I probably would only do it if I have the money.
See, and that's why we make these, because Grace and I disagree sometimes. That's okay. Totally different kind of players.
Very.
We find a different way to get it done. This one's, I really wanted to get into this one.
Yeah.
Spectral Assault, because as much as I played the Horseman, I don't hit this one that much. I know people talk about it and how great it is, but you got to have Dreadfuls to really make this one work. And I'll discuss that in a minute, what I'm talking about. Anyway, you need 2 6s, and you need 3 1, 2, or 3. So it's not super easy to get, number 1.
Mm-hmm.
You'll gain a dreadful, you'll deal 8 damage, and then you'll roll 1 die per dreadful on your board. So up to 5, because your 5 dreadfuls is your limit.
Yeah.
With your extra die rolls, if you get any axes, that's an extra damage. If you get 2 horseshoes, it makes it undefendable, which is really nice. And with any 6s you get, you're going to add Grim Pursuits, but of course, Grim Pursuits. I'm sorry.
You're going to gain them.
You're going to gain Grim Pursuits. So if I roll 3 6s, I can get 3 Grim Pursuits. That's nice. It's a really good ability. The thing is, and I want to ask you this just right. We ain't talked about this, but I'm going to ask you right now. When it's my turn and it's my upkeep, and I have 4 or 5 dreadfuls, I'm almost always going to terrorize.
That's true.
Almost always. So now I've got like 0 or 1 dreadful. Now I'm going to roll this and get 1 more. So let's say I had 5. I terrorize. I'm down to 1. Now I get 2. How do you ever have 4 or 5 dreadfuls for this?
Okay.
Go ahead.
So I would love to get into that. So you need 4 dreadfuls to terrorize. So if you have 3 dreadfuls going into your turn, you're going to gain 1 from this. Now you have 4. You're rolling most of the die. I'm assuming, I'm going to look through his cards real quick. I looked at them earlier. Can't remember. Yeah, there are cards that gain you dreadfuls. So that could be a way to do it. I would also say, if you're looking at it, it's a dreadful and 8 damage. So right there, it's at least 8 and a dreadful. Look back to your small straight. That's already more, whether you have dreadfuls or not.
Fair point.
So I would say this is really good. It's, in my opinion, probably the best thing you can do on his board. It's really, really hard to get, though. If you have a 6 at samesies, it's something I would definitely shoot for. Otherwise, it's tricky and could lead you to a whiff. It's one of those abilities that someone rolls 4 times, and I'm like, how did they do that? Of course they won. How could they do that? So, I mean, I think it's a really good ability. If you can get it, absolutely take it, whether you have a bunch of dreadful or not. But it's going to be hard to get it to go off multiple times in your game.
Okay, that's interesting, because I haven't really thought, because I played Horseman quite a few times now, and I really don't even go for that, honestly. I mean, again, it depends what the dice tell me, but a lot of times I don't get it, but now that you've explained it, I get it a little more.
Yeah.
With the upgrade, cost 2 CP, you're going to gain your dreadful, but now you're going to deal 9 damage, And that's the only thing.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that changes. However, you're going to get the extra ability below, which is called Haunted Strike. 2 6s, 2 1 2s or 3s, and you're going to do 4 undefendable.
Yeah.
That's not bad. That's not bad because if you have a Grim Pursuit, again, you might add 5 6 damage right there. Undefendable damage. That's pretty good for a backup ability.
Well, and I would also say, like I said, you might want to chase Spectral Assault because it's really good. So if you have that upgrade, you can chase it knowing, hey, even if I don't get the big one, I'm still going to have a pretty good ability. So again, kind of a little safety comfort blanket. Like I said, I play really defensive and control. I like to have a reassurance that I'm going to be okay regardless. So I'm a big fan of that one.
Okay. You kind of convinced me now. Maybe next time I play Horseman, I'll go for it a little bit more. I usually push towards the Reap because I get that extra dreadful. But so much is matchup driven. It really is.
For sure.
Let's go to as many. It's Horrify. You get to choose one of these two when you need 4 6s, of course. You can either get 3 Dreadfuls or a Grim Pursuit. I think in most worlds you're going to take the 3 Dreadfuls. Depends on what you got on your board.
For sure.
If you have the Haunted Head on you, you get to do both. So there's one reason where you might want the head on you.
Yeah.
Then you'll deal 6 undefendable, which is good. I mean, it's a mini. It should be pretty good, right?
Yeah. I would say it is good. It's good. If you get this, thumbs up. It's not something I would super hunt down, though, because most of the time you're not going to have the head on you. Most of the time the head's going to be on your opponent. So I think it's saying that, like, if I roll 2 or 3 6s right away, like, okay, I might chase it. But I'm not going to go too far. Like, I'm not going to go to the extremes for this one. Because I would probably, unless I'm facing a super good defense, rather just go to Spectral Assault, in my opinion.
Yeah. Depends on what you have in your hand, I guess.
Yeah.
The upgrade, Horrify 2 CP is the cost. This time, whether you have the head on you or not, you're going to get the 3 Dreadfuls. You're going to get 2 Grim Pursuits instead of just the 1. And you're still doing 6 undefendable. The mini ult is 3 6s.
Mini ult.
The mini ult. Is that the micro ult?
Yeah,
I
guess so.
What you call it. 3 6s. You're going to get 2 Grim Pursuits and deal 7 damage. Not too bad.
You've probably learned it from this video already. I love me a good fallback ability, so I would probably place that one down too.
All right, so let's get into the Headless Horseman's defense. It's called Hollow Reckoning, and you're going to deal 1 to 5 dice, and I'll explain. So you roll 1 die, and then you'll roll 1 more for each dreadful you have, up to 5. So if you have 4 dreadfuls on you, you're going to roll 5 dice. 4 for the dreadful and the 1 you already started with. If you have like 1 dreadful, you're only going to roll 2 dice. So that's big. It's huge, actually.
Yeah.
For every axe, you're going to deal a damage. Nice. If you get 2 horseshoes, you prevent 1 damage. And then for every 6, you're going to gain a dreadful. So it's nice to have at least maybe 3 dreadfuls on you at this time. But I mean, then you roll 4. That's not bad. And then you might luck out and get 1 or 2 more.
His defense is one of those ones where if you're rolling 1, you're going to have a kind of sad defense. But if you're rolling all 5 dice because you have a ton of dreadful, you've got a lot of possibility there.
Yeah. His upgrade is 2 CP. There's 2 differences. One is you're going to start with 2 dice right off the bat. So now you need 3 dreadfuls to roll a 5. That helps a little bit. You're going to deal 1 with the axes. For each axe, you're going to deal 1. For the 2 horseshoes, you're going to prevent 1. For the 1 6, you're going to get a dreadful. With 2 6s, you'll get 2 dreadfuls because you get as many as you can there. But you'll also get a Grim Pursuit if you roll 2 6s. This one for me is when I get it. If I get it early enough, I'll play it. If I'm playing a character that doesn't do a ton of undefendable, I'll play it. If not, I might sell it.
I can tell you from playing online and at ranked events, this one's popular. People like that upgrade.
Oh.
I'm a little bit of a brat about it, as I am about all things. Because if I have 4 dreadful, I'm going to get to roll 5 dice regardless. And so that idea of the lost value of I already have enough drives me insane. But realistically, you're not going to have 4 dreadful on you. So that is just me wishful thinking that I'm going to have that every time. I'm not. And also I will say the Grim Pursuit is a really great addition. If you can get those 2 6s, that's going to set you up for a bigger attack next turn. So there is definitely, if you get it early game, I would say definitely worth it.
Yeah. More times than not, though, I want to say I've sold it just because I haven't gotten it super early. And it's a good upgrade, but I don't know if it's worth the 2 CP. Just depends. Let's talk about his extra cards. Oh,
wait a minute.
There's something else we want to go over?
There's something else. Yeah, there's a big something else.
Well, I mean, it's not something I ever get. No, I'm just kidding. The
ultimate.
The olds, I guess we'll talk about the olds.
You can't leave that out.
I mean, oh, man. You know who'd be upset about that?
Who?
Whitman.
Oh,
Every time Mr. Ben, shout out to Mr. Ben Whitman. Every time they do it, Whitman wants to do the ult first. Let's talk about the ult. Anyway, I don't know. Dreadful Charge. The ults. It takes 5 6s. You're going to get 4 Dreadfuls and deal 14 damage.
Yeah, so
wow. A
lot of people's defense, there's like this long thing of text telling you to do all these different things. He's straightforward. He's going to hit you, and he's going to hit you for a lot. So, I mean, obviously, an ultimate's one of those things, you want it. If you can get it, absolutely get it. That is a ton of damage. 4 Dreadful to set you up to terrorize next turn. The only thing that could potentially be a negative, I guess, is if you already have a ton of Dreadful. You wouldn't be able to gain it all because there's not really any instant thing you can do with them. But realistically speaking, 14 undefendable, regardless of Dreadful, you would like to get that.
It would also, I'm greedy, but it would be nice to have a Grim Pursuit to come with it. But if you have one already, boom, now you're hitting for more. I could think it could do up to 19 damage.
That's
insane.
a lot. Yeah.
Not likely, but possible.
Definitely.
So thanks, Grace. I almost forgot about his ult, All right, now let's talk about his special cards. Cranial Assist. 2 CP. So again, a little rich for me. It's an attack modifier. And if your opponent has the Haunted Head on them, you're going to add 3 damage.
Yeah, in my opinion, most of the time they're going to have the head, so thumbs up there. We've got that part covered mostly. My thing is there are a lot of these cards that cost 2 CP, and you have to roll for them. And depending on how many you get, it could be none, it could be 5, and those feel risky. I've had times where they're great, times where they're very, very sad. But this one is assuring you you're going to get 3. So it's a little bit pricey, but there's no risk factor at all. It's assuring you that you're going to get the 3 damage. So I would say I would play this. You're trying to do big damage as fast as you can. This is going to help you for that goal.
I personally like these cards too, a way to try to finish somebody off that they don't see coming. They get 3 health left, and after you attack them, and then boom, they're dead.
Yeah.
That's what I like. The next one is 1 CP. Spirited Reprisal. You play this after you're attacked, and if you have the Haunted Head on you, you prevent 3.
In my opinion, this is one of the times where you might want to bring the head back on your upkeep, because, I mean, that's half a knot this time. That's nothing to sneeze at. So, I mean, I think that might even be a reason to bring it to you. I absolutely would play this card every time.
I'm going to save my favorite one for last, so the last card will be my favorite.
Boy, suspense.
This one's called Dancing Pumpkin. It's blue, right? So you can play it in your main or your second main.
Yeah.
It costs 2 CP. If you have the Haunted Head on you, you get 2 Dreadfuls. If you do not, you get 2 Grim Pursuits. This is another card that I have played, I think, every time I've gotten 2 Dreadfuls. I made sure the Haunted Head is on me. What about you?
I think it's pricey and I would sell it. I think it's pretty easy to get that stuff from your board. If I were to play it, I would probably lean towards the Grim Pursuit, just because I feel like Dreadful, you can pretty easily get 2+ every turn without too much trouble. It would depend what else is in my hand too, though. If I'm staring at a Twice as Wild and a Reap upgrade, I'm not going to place. I do think it's something where in a pinch I would definitely play it, so it's probably something I would hold on to just in case I need it, and kind of as a threat. I have a card. You don't know what it is. What now?
Oh, you like playing that game.
I love playing that game.
I don't do the bluff game much like you do, but it's funny. This whole video I've been talking about 2 CP, that's kind of rich, and here I am saying I'm playing it. I like to play it a lot on my second main to build my defense. I've got 2 Dreadfuls sitting on me because I can't, if I play it in my main, I can't terrorize till the next time.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, although, now that I think about it, if I have 2 Dreadfuls, I play this in my main, Now I got 4. I could go for that Spectral Assault, and then there's my 5 right there.
See, this is the thing too, is if you play that in your second main, you are gambling with your life. If they have status effects, bye-bye. I am always scared of playing cards that gain you status effects for that very reason.
You can't play Afraid.
I always play
There's
afraid.
only one status effects in the whole deck.
And if I'm playing someone that's drawing cards, there's a good chance they're going to get it at some point.
Okay. There you go. Fair enough. Those are both valid points, I think. Thundering Hooves. This one is great. It costs 0 CP.
Until you read the text below.
Oh. Spend up to 3, then gain 1 Grim Pursuit per CP spent.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I've played this one as well, and usually I'll play it for 1 Grim Pursuit.
That's what I was going to say too. I'd probably play it for 1.
And the reason being is because I feel like there's a decent chance after I take my offensive roll phase, I might get another Grim Pursuit.
Yeah.
And if you spend all 3 and get 3 Grims, and then you add 1, you just wasted it.
Well, and I mean, you cannot play 3 Grim Pursuits in 1 turn.
Correct.
The max you can play is 2. I would not spend 3 on it. You could, but you're not going to be able to use them all that turn.
I would never spend 3. However, sometimes I would spend 2 because now you got the opportunity to possibly roll offensively 1 more time and use 1 for extra damage.
Well, yeah.
Oh, you know what? There's another situation I would use 3.
Oh.
And it's right here. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Unescapable, yes. This is a great card. This is an attack modifier. It costs 1 CP. You remove a Grim Pursuit to make it your attack undefendable. That's maybe where you would spend the 3. Yeah. Now you've got 1 to reroll, you've got 1 to add damage, and you've got 1 to make it undefendable.
If you have both those in your hands, you have got a good combination. Yeah, that card is obviously a play. It's amazing. As someone who plays Shadow Thief and Cursed Pirate and Black Widow, I hate to see that card coming.
You're so meta. So that's probably the only time I would play Thundering Hooves to spend all 3. I still probably wouldn't do it because that seems expensive, but that would be the one time. That's just what I think.
I agree.
All right, here we go. 2 more cards. This one we got to talk about because, and I don't know how much we're going to say, but 0 CP again. I love the 0 CP. This is a red card, so it's an instant. Rolling Pumpkin. Move the Haunted Head to a chosen player for free. And I don't know the answer to this, and I don't know if you know the answer to this. I'm just gonna say though what I'm thinking. Mm-hmm. I terrorize you, and I have 5 Dreadfuls. I terrorize you. I take off the 4 Dreadfuls, send the head over. No, send the head back to me. Let's say it's not on me. Send the head back to me. I do my 3 damage, my CP, my Grim Pursuit. I do my attack phase. Then I play this card. I suppose it shoots it over to my opponent, so I get a Dreadful because I moved it. Now I take my second main, I end my turn, I get another Dreadful. That's what I think.
I've seen people be very successful with this card. It's one of the ones that I don't really know. Honestly, I'm never sure what to do with this card in my hand. I think there are some spots where it's kind of clear.
I think I just told you.
Yeah, I mean, you can do that. But I think there are times, too, where it's like maybe you're playing and you realize you're going to get reaped, so you want to move it back to get the card.
Yeah.
Maybe you have that defense card in your hand, so you need to move the head, or the attack mod, so you have to move the head. So I do think it's kind of dependent on the case. I am wondering when you move the head.
I think it's a valuable card, and I don't think I would sell it. I think it's valuable enough in the situations we just discussed where I'm going to play this card almost every time. I don't see selling this one.
So I don't think... Okay. I don't think if you use that card, you get the Dreadful for moving it.
Why?
Because that is set on your passive, but I do not see here where it says, like, oh, if you throw it, you get a Dreadful. So I think that's just a passive thing.
It says if moved to an opponent, gain Dreadful.
Yeah, on your passive.
So?
If you do it on there, you get it.
What do you mean do it on where?
If you do it from your passive. But you're not doing it from your passive, you're doing it from this card.
All right. If you have the answer to this, please comment below and let us know. I would love to know. Or your take, even if you don't know. If you have a theory, I don't care.
99.9% of the time, I'm right. But
excuse me? Whatever.
I could be wrong.
Oh, she could be wrong, guys. I could be. We could be wrong. But I'd like to know your take. Please let me know your take or your answer or whatever. I'd like to know. But now, let's go ahead and skip to that because now this is my favorite card of his. It's 2 CP. Oops. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for this card. I'm going to tell you why I love this card. It's a red card. Boom. It automatically makes it great, right? You can play it anytime you want. 2 CP, and you get 2 Dreadfuls. That's great. I mean, I could roll Spectral Assault, have no Dreadfuls. Now I've got 3 because I get 1 for the ability and I get 2. Boom. I can use it. Hold on, I'm not done yet.
Okay.
She attacks me, does a bunch of damage. I have like 1 Dreadful sitting on me. Boom, play this. Now I got 3. Now I can roll 4 dice. This thing comes in super handy. I would never sell this. Go ahead. Give us your take, Grace.
I'm not nearly as enthused about this card.
Oh.
I think it's fine. I think there are definitely times where it's good. It can be helpful. Like you said, you can add from Spectral Assault. You can add to your defense. 2 CP is kind of a large price to pay. I'm very conservative with my money. So I think it would just depend on situation for me. Probably, again, one of those cards I hold and I wait and see rather than committing to selling or playing immediately.
True, you don't play it right away. No, so that's the thing. It's like, you know when some people have getting paid and they hang on and they wait and then they sneak it in there on you? I very rarely come upon that with me playing. This card is kind of like that, but it works. I could do it more often and be sneaky. That's what I like about it.
The CP one works too.
Not as good. I mean, how often do you have 1 CP and then you're gonna something happens and then the guy rolls an ult, let's say the gal, the person rolls an ult against you. Boom! I play this, getting paid. I got 3 CP. Boom! I play twice as wild. Knock them out of their
that ult. Exact scenario, no. But there are situations I've had 0 CP, and now suddenly I have 2 CP. I'm going to gain 2 agilities. Oh, I also have elusive. I'm going to take 0 damage. I've had situations where, oh yeah, you're going to kill me. Oh wait, I have gained 2 CP and not this time. I think that it's not just the twice as wild. There are a lot of other scenarios dependent on the exact hero you're playing. Where you can pull them with that one.
Well, we have to remember Grace has played a lot more than me. She's been playing a lot longer than me. I've been playing for 2 years?
Something like that.
Something like that. You've been playing for a lot longer.
And
she's played a lot more games. So she has more experience, no doubt about it. However, this guy here is newish.
You've probably played him more than me.
When does he come? I don't know when he came out, but he's. But this is this is May 2026. Whenever this guy came out, I don't know. He's fairly new. We'll put it that way. So I probably played him as much or more than you. But as far as we're talking about, just straight up Dice Throne, because we were talking about getting paid and things like that.
Yeah, for sure.
You got me beat there. Okay. Anything else we want to say about the Horseman before we wrap this up?
I feel like we summarized that pretty well. I feel like we hit all the bases.
I think we stayed on track topic. Yeah. We've done a pretty fair job. We're gonna continue this at some point. It's been hard to find time, but we finally made it. We did it. So we'll get you next time with a different hero. But in the meantime, please like our video, comment. Like I said before, if you have any questions or if you have any ideas for us, we are going to do another character next time. But in the next video, one of us will be playing the Headless Horseman, and we'll roll randomly to see who plays him against a random opponent. We'll spin the wheel or roll a die or something. Spin the wheel. Get a random opponent for the Horseman, so we'll have a quick game so you can see one of us playing him and kind of see how well or not well we're doing it. So anyway, I'm the Kornman.
I'm Grace.
And we'll see you the next time.
Keep rolling 6s.